What's up, Trailblazers? Within the Honkai Star Rail community, there has been some complaints about the game not having enough content and becoming boring. I created this video to analyze why some players may be feeling that way, and I want to challenge some common misconceptions about this game. And I also want to offer constructive feedback on how to make this game better, and hopefully we can turn complaints about the game into solutions for improving the game. So, does Honkai Star Rail have enough content to keep players happy? Let's start with the facts, and the fact is, Honkai Star Rail has a lot of content. Look at patch 1.1 for example. We had 2 character banners, Silverwolf and Locha. We had 4 companion missions, 3 events, with the museum event being a major event with a new zone. And lastly, we had several minor events like the 2x Calyx event. In my opinion, this is a good amount of content for one patch. In patch 1.2, we also have 2 banners, Blade and Kafka. We have a greater diversity of missions this time, including a mission sequence that advances the main story. We have 2 new map zones. We have 3 events planned, and maybe one of them will be a major event like the museum. And of course, we have minor events. We also get web events and exclusive web content. Each patch also introduces a new MOC with new enemies. In patch 1.2, we even got a new Forgotten Hall. If you zoom out and look at everything, you can see that Hoyoverse has put out a lot of content for Honkai Star Rail. The pace at which new content is introduced is also quite impressive. We have a new patch every 6 weeks, a new banner every 3 weeks, and approximately a new event every 2 weeks, although the events are not always back-to-back and they sometimes overlap. Speaking as someone who works in the mobile game industry, releasing content at this cadence is very impressive, and it will be hard for a studio to go even faster. With that being said, why does it feel like there's nothing to do? How come I don't feel engaged when I play the game day to day? A common response from people defending Hoyoverse is that Honkai Star Rail is designed to be a casual game that you log in briefly once per day after you finish the new content from a patch. I don't like this answer. First of all, is Honkai Star Rail even a casual game? There's a lot of content in each patch and requires a good amount of time to get through it all. I estimate it takes around 40 hours total, or 1 hour per day, to complete all the new content in a patch. There is also some hard content in the game that requires planning and strategizing. You need to think about your team comps and who to upgrade. This is beyond the common requirement for a casual game. Even if Honkai Star Rail is a casual game, it does not mean that it can't be engaging every time you play. Take Monopoly Go as an example. The gameplay is just rolling dice, but it can still be fun because you upgrade your city and you steal money from others every time you play. So calling Honkai Star Rail a casual game is not a satisfactory answer to why the game is sometimes boring. My hypothesis for Honkai Star Rail's engagement problem is that activity in the game does not feel rewarding. When I say rewarding, I include both the fun factor and the in-game rewards. Let's analyze the daily activities in the game. You do your daily quests and then you spend your Trailblaze power on farming relics or traces. The rewards for doing your daily quests are really low, but you still have to do them every day. You get a total of 2,520 Jade over the course of a patch. This is only 16% of your summer income as a free-to-play player. If you get the battle pass or monthly supply, the daily rewards are an even smaller percentage of your income. The regular activities in the game also do not pose a challenge and can be easily autoed with any team comp. This gameplay is not very interesting. Lastly, it's really hard to feel a sense of progress when you farm for relics and traces. Relic farming is high variance, and most of what you get is XP fodder. Trace farming is guaranteed progress, but gets you a small 1% bump after a few days of work. Both cases do not feel that rewarding. On the flip side of things, there are instances in Honkai Star Rail that feel very good and very rewarding. This includes pulling on a new banner, playing new story missions, completing MOC for the first time. Even reclearing Simulated Universe for weekly rewards feels pretty good, as well as playing new events. The commonality between all these feel-good moments is that they only happen once in a while. Simulated Universe Reset is the most frequent at once per week, but a story mission can take up to 12 weeks to come out. The high points of playing Honkai Star Rail are spread too thin, and you don't get many opportunities to show off your hard work. You spend weeks to get your characters geared into level 80, and you only get to push the limits one time in MOC. To expand my hypothesis that current activities in Honkai Star Rail do not feel rewarding, one category of solutions would be to introduce new gameplay that allows players to more frequently feel good about the effort they put into their account. One idea I have is to introduce a daily challenge in Simulated Universe. The difficulty of Simulated Universe is increased, and if you can beat it, you get a few planar ornament relics. Another idea is a daily challenge in MLC, where you have team building restrictions or shorter cycle limits. The reward here could be relic experience. And my last proposal is that Hoyoverse could develop training scenarios, inspired by World of Warcraft training dummies. In World of Warcraft, you can use these dummies to practice your DPS rotations, as well as healing and tanking. Imagine a scenario where you see how much damage your team can do in a certain amount of cycles, or how long your team can survive against increasing damage. These training scenarios can be a way to measure the strength of your characters, and you can brag about it to your friends. At the end of the day, players just want more frequent and engaging ways to play the game. My suggestions are biased towards more challenging content, but any new feature that makes the players happy on a daily basis would work. I'm interested in reading your ideas in the comments. Thanks for watching and see you next time.